It's for Visitor Industry Charity Walk Hawaii. And you know, Betty, I believe the paper said $530,000, but I believe it's closer to $550,000 by now for the county of Maui. And that's amazing because that's more than Oahu raises. We beat Oahu, I believe, the last 2 years. Oahu's next week, so don't wake them up yet because, you know, we have to wait till they do theirs next Saturday. But I think it's amazing that all the hotel workers and visitor industry people and charities get to raise money. And, you know, this money all stays on Maui, which I think is phenomenal. And we really appreciate it because Holly Makua is one of the beneficiaries, and we always like to take part. It's one of those things, I just can't believe that all of the visitor industry employees and the hotels, you know, get behind this with such great fervor that it's just amazing to see. There was like 2,500 walkers out there. You know, they almost trampled me.
One thing, Mitch, that I think is interesting that you started to say, or briefly said, is that for a couple of years now, the walk here has beat out Honolulu. Now maybe we shouldn't raise this so that they start hearing that we're talking about it, but I mean, whatever they do is also fabulous. But one of the things you mentioned to me, Mitch, was that the top hotel, I think, was the Wailea Grand for fundraising.
Yes, they raised $100,001.
See, is that pretty phenomenal?
That's great.
Mitch was the top individual fundraiser, which he has been, kind of said that for the last 4 years. And then Holly Makua, you know, Mitch and all of our charity, the one that we're all vitally involved with, what did they end up with, or do you believe they ended up with in the end?
30-some thousand. So that's all the employees, you know, doing cake sales and garage sales and just really trying to put the money together. That's a lot of money. And we really want to thank Carol Ryman at the Visitor Industry Charity Walk. She puts on a great show, and Frank DeLima, who was there, who unfortunately made me get up to dance the hula on stage. But,
we better get the video of that.
Yeah, no, I think I had to pay him off. But anyway, just want to thank everybody who participated in that this last weekend and all the charities. I just think it was really pretty special. Now let's talk about real estate.
Well, before we get to real estate, although it is real estate related, I think we want to talk about this Thursday, late in the day. There's going to be it's basically a broker's open house at Kapalua, and there's going to be a lot of properties that are on it. And it's going to reintroduce another thing that's near and dear to our heart, which is fundraising for Maui Preparatory Academy. Mitch, myself, my husband Roy, Dean Otto, were all involved early on with this from the realtor perspective with a program called AIM. And there's a number of other people too, Marianne Fitch, Joe Dorner, Nam Leviette. There's, you know, so there are a lot of people that have really taken this and run with it. But the idea has been that realtors, if a sale has anything to do with the fact that there is now this preparatory academy, a portion of the commission has been donated to the school, and everybody's worked, you know, to help them get donations in other ways. But it's going to reintroduce the program, and I think it's going to really be a great thing for people to realize, number one, the school is so important now to not only Maui but West Maui, and students are coming from across the island. We'll have a list available at our office, so give us a call, 669-0070. You could try Mitch at 870-5548. If I get my hands on it, I'll figure out how we could put it on our website. And I always feel I'm always a little delinquent on that, and people let me know afterwards. But our website, sakamotoproperties.com, you know, take a look, because there's a lot of properties that are on there, and we do have other information that helps within the community. So we're more than happy to have you on there searching about and calling us to let us know that there's something that you possibly can't find. But we'll all be at the open houses, so call us and we'll get to work on that.
You know, Betty, that is a phenomenal campus up there. And, you know, they have these smart blackboards where all the kids, you know, have their little laptop and it goes up onto the chalkboard. at least they were chalk when I was that age, but it's a phenomenal campus, and it's just they've got some great staff, and the parents, and especially Dean being on the board, raising money and giving out scholarships to other students that live in West Maui. So
yeah, my understanding is, Mitch, and you may know the statistic on it, but there's a huge number of the students that actually get scholarship help.
Yes.
It's an expensive school, and it's doing more and more all the time. But these kids are graduating now, going on to fabulous colleges, and it's not just an elite group. They are seeing to it that the kids of Lahaina and around the island that are in the category that they can, that they want to go to the school and they're willing to do what it takes to be a student there, there's help. Help is happening. So if you're ever looking for something on that, call Dean Otto, which is 870-7736, and he's the head of the board, and he's done some amazing things. And what about Troy Otto?
Yeah, Troy went to state this year. I think he got 6th place in the high jump.
And he did jump 6 feet 1 or 2 inches, which is fabulous.
Prior to it, but at the...
He didn't do it at the thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
He beat the record before, but he didn't quite get it together that day. I think it was the Hilo Air might have done it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think it's hard on the... I better not say
No,
that. On the Big Island, air-wise,
we'll move on.
when you're not used to it, I think it can be difficult. So, and they were in Hilo, so I think that can be hard. But anyway, Troy Otto, great athlete, fabulous student, and he's becoming an amazing entertainer. He's now a junior, so next year will be his senior year, and then he'll be off to college.
Yeah.
So Mitch, you're thinking that we need to do a little real estate.
Yeah,
Roy's going to check in with us about something in a bit, so...
I tried to call it a trend earlier, but I guess two sales don't make a trend.
That's right.
But something interesting to me is that we have someone looking at a ridge villa now that is planning on living here, and these are we just sold a golf villa for people that are moving in full time now, and we're getting back to owner occupant at the Kapalua Resort. So I think that's kind of an interesting scenario.
That's true. Over the years, there's of course owner occupants, and we lived for years at the Ridge, and now we live at Pineapple Hill, and we've lived at the golf villas. But it's kind of interesting because it's not a place that you've got huge amounts of owner occupants. But most people are second home buyers, or they purchase them as an investment type condominium and put them in one of the rental programs that are available. So, all of those are reasons to come to buy at Kapalua, and the value is phenomenal right now. So, if you've ever thought of it, don't you think, Mitch, now is the time?
I think so. I can't believe that we haven't gotten an offer put together on that 26P3 and 4. It's got great ocean views, great sunset views between the islands of Lanai and Molokai, and it's a great condominium. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, easy to show. We have it listed at $600,000. It's never been rented. I think that's really going to be a steal here.
It's a great value, and it is an interesting one, and worth for having people really take a look at it. We've had so much interest in it. We're showing it often 3 or 4 times a day. One of the things that I think is going to be key here is going to be exactly what the buyer profile will turn out to be, whether it'll be, we've had offers, which is really good. And we just haven't, for one reason or another, quite gotten it together. And in one case, we were really close, but then there was another property that ironically the people had also looked at, and at the last minute they decided to purchase a 1-bedroom that had recently had a major renovation that Mitch had made happen with a really good client of ours. So they were still Kapalua buyers. We just couldn't quite get it together on that one. But I'm thinking we're going to see another offer and probably that put together within the next 10 days. So we'll let you know the next time that we're here. Anything else?
Napili Point again. I keep talking about Napili Point. I've got a nice 1-bedroom, 1-bath directly right out front in the A building, in the A complex. And it's direct oceanfront. The surf just comes pounding in there and the sun sets. It's really a pretty phenomenal location. And the one next door sold not long ago. So, you know, I'm anticipating somebody coming up and looking at that. You know, they got a great rental program. It is leasehold, but it's a great lease. If I was to buy anything leasehold, this is the one I would be buying.
And there are already some negotiations happening in regard to a fee purchase. The owners own 10,000 square feet approximately of the fee already, which is just a small area basically in the parking lot. But they still do have a little piece of it. And I think now, because the lease rent is so low per owner, it's about $10 a month. So I think that the owners of the land pretty soon are going to have to realize that selling it is a lot better than hanging on to it. And so again, there are negotiations, so whoever's coming in now, I think will have to eventually know and bite the bullet on buying the fee, but that is going to make a major difference in the cost value of each of these. So again, worth looking at. Great pools, 2 pools. You just do a little bit of a walk over the rocks to Napili Bay, which is fabulous. You can swim out there in the cove where you've got a lot of turtles, etc. And they still, like you and I have talked about, Mitch, they still operate like a little bit of old Hawaii, don't you think? Great management, fun.
Absolutely. It's just kind of a little enclave there where you're just sitting right on the water in your own little world, and very, very much like old Hawaii. So it's a great spot.
Hey, one other Napili property, Mitch, that I think is really worth talking about is 31 Pualu Loop. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. In Napili, close to the Napili Park, listed at $750,000. Very easy to show. The owners are going to be moving on, so that they're in the middle of making arrangements to move to the mainland. But an amazing property, backs up to a ravine. Great setup there.
Great privacy. There's over 2,500 square feet in the house. It's just very private in back because it's got, you know, the park on one side, and it's got. We have somebody.
It does have a little. I think we've got Roy calling in.
Okay.
Hey there, Roy. We got you on the. This is definitely the world famous Betty's Real Estate Corner, brought to you by Sakamoto Properties. Of course.
And Mitch is here.
And Mitch is here. Are you currently at Baby Beach?
I am currently in our corporate office.
Oh, at the corporate offices. Okay.
Did you forget your sunblock?
No.
Okay.
I wish it was on the golf course. Anyway, wanted to call in and talk about one of our great listings out of the beach in Kahana.
That is, that's a property that I thought the minute we listed it, we'd have it sold, and it hasn't happened as quickly as we want it to. But you know the figure I always lose track of? How much ocean frontage is there? Do you know that offhand, or the amount of actual frontage? It's huge.
It's a little bit of an irregular shoreline, but it's somewhere around 1,200 feet of ocean front.
Unheard of.
Most of it's sandy beachfront. And almost like a miniature Kapalua Bay with a long arm of reef heading up towards Molokai. It's a very protected beach. Great for swimming, great for fishing, snorkeling. Amazing.
It could be subdivided, and people have looked at that, although it's a little bit difficult. Do you still think, Roy, that our buyer will probably be someone that will be using it as, a personal home, some sort of a family compound?
Yeah, there's 4 older homes on the property right now. I envision the ultimate buyer of this will be someone who will build their own estate home, second home, third home, whatever. But maybe a smaller ohana with some recreational areas, tennis court maybe, good sized pool for sure. You've got 2.3 acres, so there's
Yeah, I think that the acreage alone makes it one of those major winning properties. You know, someone asked me the other day that kind of knows the property, and they were actually talking about the idea of buying it and keeping the 4 houses, doing, at least for the moment, doing some sort of repair or work on them, just so that they'd be able to spend a couple of years enjoying it and figuring out exactly what to do next.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a little hard, but you're feeling okay with that idea.
Sure. Sure. No question. Get a feel of the property, kind of test drive it, so to speak. I know Mitch is very familiar with the property also.
Yes, I think it's a wonderful parcel down there. You know, it's along the lower road. It's kind of best of all worlds between Kapalua and Honoapiilani. So, you know.
Look at all the great mango trees.
Oh, yes.
You've got on the property.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. This is old Hawaii.
This is definitely old Hawaii at its finest. What do you think, Mitch? I mean, especially the house that the most recent owner was on. That's a really great little house, even though it's very old and needs a ton of work. I can see someone fixing that up and hanging in there for a few years while they figure out what their family really wants to do.
Well, it's kind of a unique parcel because part of it is up on a little knoll right above the spit that Roy was talking about, you know, which has great commanding views all over, and that's a really nice house up there,
Yes.
and kept in good shape. You know, I think eventually that's where you'd probably put the main home.
Is that the red house?
Isn't it blue?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. And then the red one is down more on the water, which probably needs more work. But again, I think they're livable. People are living there now. And so it is something that will work, you know, if somebody decides. But call us again, 669-0070. You can look at it on our website at sakamotoproperties.com, and you'll get an idea. But call one of us.
Yeah, it's
we're
a
easy to
wonderful
reach.
parcel with that great little cove there, Roy. And you know, this doesn't get a lot of huge surf in there, so it's really kind of protected, but it has beautiful sand.
And you know, oceanfront in West Maui is showing a nice surge in activity. We have listing at Baby Beach down in Lahaina. In about 3 weeks, we're in escrow. Scheduled to close within a couple of weeks. We did get 4 offers on the property, so it's starting to happen with Maui oceanfront.
True. I mean, there were 4 offers, and in effect, really, there were 4 serious offers. It wasn't like, you know, people that were just taking a quick run at it. I'd say there were 4 serious offers on it, and the land is, what, about 12,000 square feet there? It was a little larger, maybe.
Right.
14. Anyway, great brand, you know, relatively in the big picture of things, brand new home on there. Couldn't be any nicer. I actually had to say that I could give up Pineapple Hill for that house.
I know, you said that.
I know I did say it. I'm not so sure I meant it, but
Can I get the
could almost
listing on
do
the
it.
Pineapple Hill house?
There we go,
Oh, I
Mitch.
knew it.
Actually, there's another story. When we list our own properties, who do we list them with? Mitch Mitchell. So we always think it's better to not list the property ourselves, and Mitch has always gotten them sold and done a great job for us, and a great job for whoever came in, because they all tend to be eventually a part of our Sakamoto Ohana, wouldn't you say, Mitch?
Absolutely. We need to have.
I'm off actually to do a showing, so I will let you continue your real estate chat.
Okay. Well, thanks for checking in with us.
Thanks, Roy.
Aloha. See you in a little bit. Bye. So now we're back to, where were we at now? I've got to take another look here. We've done our Maui prep. We've talked about Halemakua. You know, one of the things that we're in the middle of doing, and we work with Meyer Computer. So any of you out there, if you went to meyercomputer.com, you know, they've got a great site, and you can hook up with them if you need any help with your computers or doing websites or, doing websites, etc. But, you know, we're doing a thing right now where we're trying to get websites for some of our homes. So in a lot of cases, like if you went to 1212summerroad.com or 1212summer.com, you'll find one of our fabulous homes, which has 8 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, and is at Pineapple Hill, or another one, 208crestview.com. But it's kind of fun right now because we're able to get more and more pictures on there and give you more and more information. They're probably still, to a certain extent, you know, a job that we're working at. I think we also have 114woodrose.com or 114 Woodrose Place.
1008 Sunset.
1008 Sunset.
.com. That's a great house.
That's another really fabulous house, Mitch.
Boy, how did you find Meyer Computer?
Actually, here's the Meyer Computer story. I made the mistake of hooking up with some company on the mainland. And we'd started out doing luxury real estate, were helping us with it, and then I found some mainland company, and Roy said to me, "I didn't call Meyer Computer, they're doing a lot of things for the Board of Realtors, you know, different realtors, check with them." And I thought, oh, you know, they probably won't be that good, I'll stick with these people on the mainland. Well, after I spent about $6,000 and still didn't have a website, I called Chris at Meyer Computer and had to start all over. So now we're down $5,000 or $6,000 and starting over. But the best thing is that they kept it simple for us. He had a way of seeing to it that we could put our listings into MLS through an IPX. They automatically go into our website, and then they automatically go to the website that we're involved with at luxuryrealestate.com. And they've helped us getting company Facebook, which is really fun and we're really enjoying doing. We still need to do better at it, but Chris is all over us trying to see to it that we operate the way you're supposed to today. So that was a good question, though. How did we end up with it?
Well, it's just...
Wait, Mitch on Maui.com.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay,
Yeah.
we're winding down pretty fast. We've got less than a minute left, so I think we've got to come up with some sort of a closing message or something. But Mitch can always be reached at his cell phone, 870-5548. I can be reached at the office, 669-0070. All of our agents on our website, you can find cell phones, etc., and hook up with whoever you want.
You know, Betty, I never seem to mention 100 Alahoku Place.
Yes.
Which is a little over 2 acres.
We're going to have to save that for the next time. I think it's
Oh my
time for the
gosh.
big aloha. Danny Couch is back on.
Oh, well.
Come on, Mitch.
Aloha.
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 Thanks for listening today. Aloha.